Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz. It's time to see what's in my tumbler. This is take 2 on the sound because it cut me off last time. Anyway, Amber, stage 1, still rolling. I didn't crack it open this week, so I'm just putting 10 seconds of my beautiful tumbler doing what it does. Maybe there'll be a difference in the Amber next week. Alright, moving on to my next Beryl and Poly in stage 1. This is Beryl and Polychrome Jasper, also called Desert Jasper, also called Royal Savannah Jasper, aka Jasper with lots of pretty colors. So it's looking really good. Get it all rinsed off. I did not do a thorough job rinsing because it was really cold when I was doing this. I do this in the morning, and it was really cold, and water and cold don't mix. So, brought them in. Trying to determine what's ready to go to stage 2 is really hard when your hands are numb because you were just outside in the cold with water. So, yeah, I'm pulling out what I feel like is ready to go into stage 2. I don't have a cup already with some appropriate stage 2 ready rocks yet, so I'm going to need to get another cup for this. But yeah, so we are going through this to see if there's any little bitty cracks or crevices or things that I'm not too happy with. Most of the Jasper was ready. Some of the Beryl was ready. A lot of those smaller rocks and chips in there were also ready. So I ended up just putting all of those chips in with the stage 2 stuff, because I feel like all of those have rounded out pretty well. I am kind of going through just to see some of the bigger stuff, if there's anything in there that I should be concerned about putting them through stage 2. I didn't see anything. So I'm putting all of these in my colander, and then I'm going to put them in this cup. This is going to be now a stage 2 Jasper Beryl General 7 hardness. I forget if these are 6 or 7 hardness rocks. So I will be keeping track of those, and as other rocks become from this batch are ready to move forward, then they will be added to that cup. So now I have space that I need to put in here. So I did have, these are stage 1 rocks that I've tumbled before in stage 1. Mix of amber, or not amber, amethyst, and that's a big chunk of quartz or quartzite, probably quartzite from my backyard. A lot of different stuff in here from various batches. There's probably some agate. Anyway, I think there's even some obsidian in there. That's what I think that piece in my hand is. But so that one last piece wouldn't fit, so I pulled it out. And then I'm going to put my cushioning little mini rock shards in here. And so that's just to give a variation of size and help everything work the way it's supposed to in the tumblers. So added my water, and now I'm going to add my stage 3 grit, which I have just ordered some more because I'm running low on stage 1 grit again. And get the lid put on this, and these are going to tumble for another week. So now this is Beryl and Polychrome Jasper, although it's more Beryl and other stuff at this point, but we're going to still call it Beryl and Poly. And stage 1, but there'll probably be a stage 2 Beryl soon on that. So now we're going into Catdog Stage 1. This is Cheetah Jasper and Labradorite. It's looking pretty good. It did stick in the bottom. Again, I pull these all off at the same time, and then they sit while I rinse everything else off and do some recording. So it sticks in the bottom sometimes. I didn't see any grit. I didn't feel like it wasn't breaking down. I think it just settled really quickly. So getting all of that rinsed out. It took a little bit because it had settled quite a bit. But again, it just because it sits. That's why you don't want this stuff in your pipes, because if it sits for longer than a few seconds, it just settles and creates a giant clog. So going through these, most of the Cheetah Jasper was not ready to move on. It still needs a lot more time. But some of the Labradorite, I believe, was ready to move on. So that is a cup that is Labradorite and Cheetah Jasper that is ready already. So I'm putting things in that cup that are ready to go to stage 2. And again, it's hard to determine what needs to go where when your fingers are numb from dealing with cold and water. So going through all of these, There is some other rocks in here. Believe that's some obsidian, and some other things, plus the small rocks that I use for cushioning, which I went ahead and moved all of those into the stage 2 bucket as well. And there's a little bit of room in there, not a whole lot. And I'm realizing I'm starting to run out of rough rocks. So I put in that one rock that wouldn't fit in the Beryl and poly. And then I realized I have extra poly that hasn't gone anywhere and needs to be tumbled. So now my polychrome jasper is in 2 batches. Poly is getting around. And now we're going to put in the water and the grit. And again, this barrel will go to the tumbler for another week. But I imagine that some of these will finish up pretty quickly, and then we'll be able to do some stage 2 rocks, hopefully. I would love to go move some stuff into stage 2. Stage 1 is so boring. But anyway, so this is now Catdog and poly. So I'm going to label this appropriately so that I remember that I actually did put some polychrome jasper in this barrel. All right, and my final barrel is Moonstone in stage 1. It is also looking very good, and it also stuck to the bottom of the barrel because, again, it was sitting off to the side for a while. But like I said, I didn't feel any grit. It didn't feel like it hadn't broken down. I really feel like it just sat. Maybe I need to just spend some extra time, get some more steps in, and like not bring all of my barrels out at the same time. But took me a bit to get all of this rinsed out of the bottom as well, just because it kind of just sat there. But anyway, brought these in and sorted these out. These are also starting to round out quite nicely. And I did end up having some more of these that are ready to move along. In fact, it was about a 50-50 split. About 50% of my Moonstone is ready for stage 2, and about 50% is still needed to go through stage 1. And this is where I realized that I am really dangerously low on rocks to tumble and stage 1 grit. In fact, I have obsidian, I have shungite, which those both need to be tumbled by themselves, and then I had tiger's eye and fire quartz to fill up these barrels with. That was it. That's all I got. So I did put in 2 orders from 2 different places this week for more rocks. So hopefully that will keep me in tumbling for a little while longer. I'm actually pretty excited about the stuff that I got. But so now I have some stage 1 and stage 2, and neither of which is enough to fill up a barrel. So I combined the Moonstone in with another set of rocks that I think are compatible to be tumbled with. But that's still not enough to fill up a second barrel. So those are just some random rocks, probably from a mixed batch that I had sitting around. It still didn't fill it up, so now I'm pulling out my tiger's eye. This is the gold tiger's eye. And by the way, if anybody's got a source for blue tiger's eye, I would love that because I want to tumble some of that. But anyway, this is gold tiger's eye. There's like 2 pieces that wouldn't fit, so we'll have more to fill in later. And then the last of my stage 1 grit that was in this container. So yeah, I put in an order for more stage 1 grit, and I think about 9 pounds of rocks of various types. So when those come in, I'll do a short of what I got. Anyway, so Moonstone going into stage 1 for another week, and this is now Moonstone and tiger's eye. And so that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you all next week.